Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Amateur Repair Time. If you saw last week's video, I went on a little trip and bought a whole bunch of vacuum tubes. And we started counting through them, literally counting them by hand. And we got up to a ton. And I basically got tired of counting them. There were so many of them. And it was dark out, so we split the video in two. So basically, a guy sold me all these tubes for $450 with a couple tube testers as well. And I looked through those, and we've been looking through all of these tubes just to see if there's anything interesting. Most of them, it appears, are for televisions, but there's some that could work in radios as well. Tons of new ones, or what appear to be new ones. And then literally tons, not literally thousands of used ones. And whoever had them had started sorting them. Like these cans here are certain voltages and things. They were trying to work their way through them. Like all of these boxes are full. But we only got about halfway through all of the ones that I got. So I'll show you a couple pictures of how it was when I picked it up. And then we'll go outside and start counting through the rest of them. I had to wait till it got light out again. So this is what we came up with in last week's video. There was a pretty nice B&K, I think it's a 707 tube tester that we valued at about $150. It looks like in untested shape they're worth that, and then if they're calibrated they're worth $300 or $400. But then there was a Payco tester I valued at $50, and then a couple little testers and manuals and stuff. So I figured that the stuff that wasn't tubes was worth about $235. I paid $450 for everything. So we're in the tubes themselves, in my estimation, about $215. And so far, there were 1,084 boxed tubes, which I assume, you know, 2/3 of them are probably new. And then used tubes, so far there were 1,687. So if you do the math on that, if you take the 1,000 tubes that we think are new, that's about 20 cents each. 1,084 tubes, that's about 20 cents each to get our $215 back. So we're in the new ones 20 cents each, and then all the used ones are free. And that's not counting any of these ones that we're going to look at today. And then we're going to test some here later in the video. So stick around. So this is what we're starting with. So far we have 2,771 tubes. And we'll keep going. Okay, so this is one of the boxes that was in the back of the truck that fell apart. And so we made a new box and then put them all in it, and I counted it as I put them in. And believe it or not, just take a guess. How many tubes is that? How many tubes is in that box? This is the size of it on a pickup truck. So this one box has 1,080 tubes in it. You would never think there's that many just by looking at it, but I'll never use all these tubes. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I got too many now, I think. But it's kind of fun. Count through them, I guess. And most of them are probably television tubes. But, you know, people fix TVs too. I can see one that's got a clear number on it. Now you can figure out the number on any of them if you look at it long enough. So that's a 6JW8. 1,080 tubes just in that one box. So I'm going to write that down and we'll look at the next one. Okay, so one of the other boxes that broke in the bed of the truck, I just put them all in this bucket. So there's 140 in the bucket, and I assume most of those are TV ones. There's 72 in this bucket. There seems to be no rhyme or reason for what those are. These are labeled 3 volt, 13 volt, 11 volt. But I'm trying to figure out their sorting system, but these are kind of just random ones. So I've got several boxes of just random ones that maybe those are the ones that they hadn't sorted yet. So 72 in this little peepers bucket. So 73 in the 3 volt can. So now I can use it to sort some of the other ones, I guess. There's 77 in the 13 volts and higher can. So this is like there's 36s and 17s and all that in there too. So 33 and the 11 volt Maxwell House can. All right, so I found their box for their 7 volt ones, and there were 70 of them in there. The box is about destroyed though. 70. All right, there's 118 in the 5 volt box, and it's falling apart too. 118 still moving through. All right, so this box that was up near the front of the truck is falling apart. I was able to put, it's all new ones, I was able to put them in there and in here. And it was 142 new ones. Most of them look like TV stuff. A little bit of rectifiers and stuff like that in it. But 142 new ones. Next, I got this sweet Pell out of the deal. There's probably 100 of them in there, I'm gonna guess. Let me pull them out. All right, there were 49 in that one, so I went and got another box, Pell full of them out of another box that's falling apart. Let's see what's in this. All right, the Pell had 42 in it. I was able to put in this box. A lot of these are older, but they're all generic. Standard brand, it says. And a few in here. All right, this appears to be some kind of drawer or tray or something, maybe out of a TV repair shop. Most of them are written on there though, so I'm gonna guess that like 80% of them are pulls. There's 104 total in there. There's a brightener in here too, that's kind of neat. Might try that on an arcade game. I'm sure it'll work. So this is another one of those drawers or shelves or whatever. You can tell this must have been some kind of repair shop's setup. But you see how most of them are written on, so I would say, again, like 80% of these are probably pulls. I guess they could just be damaged boxes. So there's all that, and then there were all these on top of it. And this is the last box. We've gotten to the end. Seagram's Extra Dry Gin. I'm gonna guess there's 250 in there, but I'm gonna pull them out and put them in a another box. And that'll be our final count, and then we'll add it all up, and then we'll test a couple of them. All right, so our final numbers came in. We had 1,441 new tubes, or in a box that had new printing on it. It could be that it's a pull that somebody swapped into a box. And then yesterday we had 1,687 used ones, and today we had 2,429 new ones. I counted every one of them by hand. Why do I do this crap? It doesn't even matter how many we got, really. So we got a whopping 4,116 used tubes. That's nuts. All right, so I paid $450 for everything, and we were figuring $235 on the testers and stuff. So $215 for 1,441 new ones and 4,116 used ones. So I think I did pretty good, personally. I know most of them are for TVs, but TVs need loving too. You know, I've got some TVs to rebuild. I just haven't got the guts to do it yet. So there you go. So I'm going to use a tube tester and actually test a couple of them. I picked this one out of the first little batch just because I thought it was cool and I thought it might glow nice. Yeah, I'm reduced to seeing which ones will glow better. So we'll try a couple of them out on that one tester and just see if that thing has any life in it. So we're going to check out this B&K Model 707 tube tester. And the gentleman that I got it from, if you watched the previous video, Jeff, said that he had bought this from a TV repair shop in Rock Hill. Now, my shop is in Rock Hill. And so in it, it has this package. It says Dynascan Corporation. That's interesting. B&K is a division of Dynascan, it says. Dynascan Corporation, and is dated February 20th, 1973. Thank you for your check for a Model 707 tube chart. Enclosed is the single-issue tube chart that you requested. May I suggest that you subscribe to the tube chart program, as you will then have the latest information available when you are in need of it. Enclosed is a form letter which explains the program, and a remittance envelope. If you wish to subscribe, please fill out the envelope. Mail it to us along with your check, and your name will be placed on the program for the next mailing. Okay? Oh, and that's from, to make it personal, Joseph Devon, National Service Manager. It's got a manual in it, and then look at this. Jackson TV service, Route 6, Box 240, Rock Hill, South Carolina. I wonder if we can find 240 Route 6. Where was Jackson's TV service? All right, so this is a trip. So if you go down 77 to Rock Hill, if you go to the Main Street exit, which is exit, it's the exit after Dave Lyle Boulevard. So I think it's exit 77. And you go the old way towards downtown Rock Hill instead of down Dave Lyle Boulevard, which is the newer, as of the 70s, I guess, road. You get down here to what is Main Street, and it's also Anderson Road, okay? Originally, this has all been redone. This is in 2023. Originally, instead of the road taking a hard right up there, it went off to the right of that building. So I may be able to go back in time on these dates and show you how it used to be set up. Yeah. So this is the current road. They have gotten rid of this road. So if you go to the newer date, you see the road is no longer there. But watch this. If you go along, see how this is saying Anderson Road South? It still has the record of that road being there on Google Maps. And if you go just enough, bam, it tells you that that's Highway 5. So Anderson Road was originally Highway 5. It only shows it for a second there. Right? Now, if you look really carefully, the road used to go that way. In 2015, it was still there. 2016, it was still there. Now, let's see. It won't let me drive over there, though, because the road's no longer there. But if you look really close off in the distance, there is a building right there. This building, I think, is the original Jackson TV repair service. You can't drive around that way anymore. They've closed it all up. But you can go this way. And then they have this blocked off. It says no through traffic. It's blocked off over there too. And that building sits over there. So I think that's the TV repair place. So what I'll do is I'll see if I can, I don't know how they have this. We're in 2017. So 2023, it looks like this now. But I think the building is still there. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, so this is current and the building is still there. So I'll see if I can go by there and see if we can tell that that's a TV repair place. So we'll go by there later, tomorrow, and see if we can tell anything. I'm pretty sure that's the place, though. So I've plugged it in. I've got it turned off, though. I've put the tube in the correct socket. I've set the heater to 40, which is what the book says. This is a 38 HE7. I guess we could look up and see what that is. The sensitivity is to 27. Knob A is at 1, knob B is at 12, knob C is at 10, knob D is at 2, and then we're supposed to do test number 1. So that's following this. Heater 40, sensitivity, socket 36, sensitivity 27, 1, 12, 10, 2, and then test button 1. And then it has another one that we needed to change, but we'll get that in a second. So I'm gonna turn it on, we'll see if anything explodes. If it does, I'll be at the hospital, but I'll edit this video together as soon as I get all the shrapnel out of me. Well, we got a power light, that's good. Maybe that's good. Is that a short indicator? What is that light? See, we got a power light here. Why do we have a light over here? Let's read the manual, shall we? Is it telling me that my stuff's messed up? I'm looking in the manual. See if it'll tell me what that button is, or what that light is. It doesn't mention it. What have we got going on there? What is that? we got good heater glow at least. All right, I'm gonna hit test 1 and see if anything happens. It's plastic, so it shouldn't shock the hell out of me. Nothing. Shorts. And let me see if I can figure out what that light is. Okay. Upon further evaluation, there is the short light. There is a light there, but there's also a light there, right? And if you hit this button that says test circuit transfer, it goes from there to there. Eventually. Well, there, okay. So when it's down here, if you hit test 1, it actually tests it, and it says that tube's good. That's pretty cool. I'm sure it needs calibrated, but someone in the comments on the last video was mentioning that there's a lot of electrolytic capacitors under this thing, or a few of them at least, that I should replace. So maybe we'll do that in a later video. But it appears at least that this one tube is good. So only 5,583 more to go. All right, so I think we'll try this one next because it looks obviously screwed up. But maybe not. Maybe that's just how some of these old ones work. And also it looks like it might need the clip on the top. So let me see if I can figure out how to get that rigged up. Yeah, we're getting no glow on that one. That one looks damaged as hell to me. Let me go get one that doesn't look quite so damaged. That one's a little better. Let's see if I can get the test to work. Says she's good, but that's what it said the other one was too. Is it just screwed up where it says every single one of them's good? I'd like to see it, you know, tell me one of them's screwed up or something. Okay, so when the light's up there, it's to test those sockets, and when the light's down here, it's to test these sockets. And when you look up your tube, it tells you what socket to put it in. And so we've got a good little glow there, and it's telling me test 1 again. And look at that. It's not giving me the exact same reading, so it's saying this one's questionable, which is good. Boy, look at the glow. Look at that. I wonder if it's got a short. I saw a little light flicker. Yeah, that was wild. Try it again. Look at the burn. All right, cool. All right, yes. All right, folks, so we are here at this place that apparently used to be Jackson's TV service. It looks like they've remodeled it. Looks like they've been doing some work. That road used to go right through here. Right? And I think you came down. It says keep out, so I don't want to go over there. But I believe that building used to be separate from the house. And that was the TV repair place. I think they've reworked it, or maybe they've reworked this building. And they've just made it part of a home. So, interesting. I'll look at that picture one more time that we could see from the older Google Maps. Like we're showing there's a picture from down there. It's showing this way, and you can see that building, and it looks more commercial than this. They've redone something. So we'll look at that one more time, and that's Jackson's TV repair service. All right, so if you look on the map, we were just standing right here, right about where these cars are, looking at that stuff. And this is, the little dot is where they say 862 Anderson Road South is. One of these two was Highway 5, like we talked about. So it's that building, and apparently it's the same as it's been for a long time. It kind of looks like a garage. So this is how it looked recently. And then if you look at, this is the old school MapQuest, you know, that people don't use it much any longer. They say Jackson TV service is basically that garage. And then here is how it looked in 2008. That's the closest it will let me get to it. So you can see how it goes off. And that building kind of does look the same. And then finally, if you go to Google Earth, if you don't know about that, you can download for free. And it's got a lot of aerial shots of, you know, basically anywhere on it. You can go back in time and look at older ones. So this is from about 20 years ago. We were just right here, but you can see that this was more of a parking lot. So I think maybe the guy lived in this home and then he operated a TV repair place out of his garage out back. So that's where that tube tester comes from, and probably a whole bunch of those tubes came from that little building. So there you go. So I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. I think I got a pretty good deal, and it's cool that it was a local kind of thing where there was a local business that a lot of local people may remember, and we got their tester and probably a bunch of their TV tubes at least. So I hope you enjoyed it. We will see you back next week. Leave your comments below and make sure to give us a thumbs up for the content. We'll see you on the next one.